make a little comment about the grips, okay? So we have really two basic ways that you can hold a stick. You can hold it this way, or you can hold it this way. If I'm holding it this way, I want you to notice the stick is horizontal to that crease across my, my hand, right there. It's completely horizontal. If I'm holding it this way, it's like you're lifting weights, right? It's horizontal. Honte is this way, and I want you to look at the way that the stick is laying in my hand here. It's diagonal. Diagonal coming into a pushing forward position. This hand is in a striking position. Whichever way my hand's pointing, that's where the power is going. Okay? If you think about using a broom, okay? If you're in this position, you're using it as a push broom. If you're in this position, using it as a sweeping broom. Right? It's really, we do that anyway. It's not magic. But it's really important to know what your hands are doing. So if I'm doing a thrusting motion, I want to be here. If I'm doing a sweeping motion, either a strike or a sweep, I want to be there. So we need one more movement, and we're going to skip ahead to number 7. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to do 7. And the 7th movement is called Kuritsuke. Kuritsuke, usually we look at that as being a trap and attach. Skeru means to attach. So we're going to do this. I want you to step forward and grab the end of the stick. So you notice that when I step forward, I've actually stepped a little bit off the line. And then I'm going to bring my right hand that has the middle of the stick up to my head as I step forward. Now, I want you to see this angle I'm at. I'm at a 45-degree angle off of the line where I was originally standing, and I'm a foot to the side of that line. And I have this. I'm underneath it. Okay, this hand position here, if I were to hold a sword, it's jodan. It's the high grip that I would cut from. With a jo, I just put the stick there. I reach up over my back shoulder, and I want you to look at my shoulder blades. I am pulling my shoulder blades tight together so that my elbows are in a straight line. I don't want to have them sticking out. I want to get my body lined up underneath it. So this is called Kuritsuke. And the next thing that's going to happen is the swordsman's going to raise his sword, which is, I've trapped it right there. I'm going to raise up, make a big circle, and step down. And in this case, I want you to see that I've curled this bottom hand and moved my hip joint right up behind it. Okay, why do I want to put my hip joint on there? Here, push on this. It's got my whole body and it's braced against my back leg. If I do this, push on it. Okay, I don't have anything behind it. So this also gives me a little bit more distance. And I want you to notice that my hips are not square. They're in hanmi. They're in this forward front knee bent position. Okay, and I'm curling. Let me, can I get you, Dale, to grab a sword? I'm curling because I am going to hold the sword against his own body. So I'm here minding my own business, scratching my head. Whoa! So this is the trapping position. I really want to be about here. I want to intercept that sword. If I do this, I'm giving up a bunch of jo length. I want to be over here. As he raises the sword to attack again, I off balance him and fall with him. Let's spin around. So I can either satisfy you or the camera. Here we go. So we'll make a compromise. But here's what I'm doing is I am curling this and pushing that. I'm holding the sword. And I'm also affecting his hips. You can see how I'm actually pushing them. You don't have to even give that, but I am right there loading his hips up so that he can't just move, he can't move his hands. All right? So that's the Kuritsuke trapping position. And I think with that, we could probably, well, let's practice this one a few times, and then we'll take a look at putting those movements together into a kata. All right? So let's all come back. If you are standing on a line, use that as a reference point. If you're not standing on a line, pick a spot on the wall, recognize that, or imagine where your enemy is coming from in front of you. So first thing we're going to do, sune kamae, the stick's in front of me. I reach out and grab the end of the stick as I take a step diagonally off the line. Who does Aikido in here, Tomiki style? It's the first step of the walking. One. What's next? Bringing it up. So now we have here. If your back foot is pointed backwards, bring it around and point it forwards. There you go. Because this is a driving forward position. A little bit more up over the head, a little closer to your center of your head. Yeah. And the back hand will be a little higher. Then both hands up, both hands drop. And I want you to notice what I did with the stick. I'm holding the stick here. Watch this hand position. I slid the stick through my hand so that I have a shorter grip and I've got more stick out in front of me, right? So let's come back up and notice that I pulled the stick back to where I'm in this position, middle of the stick. So make sure it's balanced. And then up and trap here. Okay? And then regain the middle of the stick, elbows in, closer to the head, and once again, up and step and trap. So I'm dropping weight when I do that. I'm keeping my body solid, and same hand, same foot. Yeah, does that feel better?
Yeah.
Okay. So when we finish this one, we'll say yame, come back to zanshin position, motoi, step forward, and we set back. All right? Okay, Dale, let me get you grab a sword. And the first kata is called Tachi Otoshi. Tachi is a sword, Otoshi is dropping. So it means dropping the sword. And usually there's several different references in the kata. If you think about it for a long time, you got nothing else to do, and you're thinking about the kata and saying, oh, well, the sword's dropping here. Oh, it's dropping there again. And here, but I think that in this case it refers to the Kuritsuke as dropping the sword. So my basic position is I'm standing here, once again, minding my own business, and this ruffian ignores the fact that I have this police weapon in my hand. And as he approaches, what I'm going to do is I'm going to step back and acquire the end of the stick. So in gyaku-te. So this first movement is going to be a small gyaku-te. Now, when I step back, I'm screwing up his distance. As soon as he sets that foot, he's ready, his left foot, he's ready to stretch out and pop me right in the head. And so take a look at where his range is. There. And I took a step back. Okay, so he knows where his range is. He's done this before. And I get here and I go, hi there. He just placed his foot. And I just dropped a foot and a half back of where his range is. So he doesn't go for the money shot at this point. He says, okay, let's cross weapons. Let's get on, okay? Now, in this case, I'm not going to wait for him. It's kind of like the first technique of ichikata. I'm being a little aggressive here. What I'm going to do is I have to figure out how do I attack a guy who's got his sword out. If I go straight in, I'm walking into the sword, okay? So going straight in is probably a bad idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to step over here. I just redefined the center line about 30 degrees. It's not a big step. I'm not stepping way over here. What I'm doing is I am crossing over with this foot as I draw. So I'm drawing out to this position, but I'm doing the gyaku-te with a step off with my right foot to his left. And then I'm going to crack him right on the left temple. But he's going to absorb that. Now, his next move is I've got this stick here, I'm covering that, but this is kind of open over here. So he's going to swing around and try to attack me here. I'm going to drop the sword on him, and then he's going to step off. I got to wait for him to get there, and I can push him away. And I do hiki otoshi. So let's go on this side. And I'm gonna do it again. I'm going to call out which Kihon. Okay, so we have learned honte-uchi, number 1. We learned gyaku-te, reverse hand, number 2. We learned hiki otoshi, this dropping strike, and we learned this one here, kai shizuku, right? And then we did the Kuritsuke. So we've done 5 strikes. That's what it takes to do this. Here. Drop back and gyaku-te. Then step off the line, strike, it gets blocked. Notice that I was late, but because I'm pulling this back, I don't care. Let's do that again. So,
all right.
Hey. Okay. Hold. Hey. Okay, let's come back. I had to reset myself, so we are going to do the second strike as a meeting. Then another gyaku-te, reverse hand, second strike. Then, ooh, what did I do? That's a weird looking kai shizuku. Kuritsuke here. Kai shizuku here. Hey. And this is a put away. We'll do that later. But the reason I said this is a weird, this motion here. Let's do this together. So we'll kind of shadow box the Jo side. So take a step forward away from the wall. And remember, the first thing we're going to do is acquire the end of the Jo and screw up their distance. 1. So my hand's just in this resting position here. 2. Anytime we do that where we meet the sword, we could be more aggressive and actually strike the sword. But we're being patient. We draw the sword back and step off the line. 3. Gyaku-te, big gyaku-te strike to the temple. It gets blocked. Temple up in here, this high. Now, remember how we twisted the hips and kept our arms straight. Watch what I'm doing. Twisting my hips, keeping the arm straight, and then push the end of the stick forward. This is, let's go back. So we're in this gyaku-te. I am going to, everybody put the stick down. Put your hands like this. I want you to just turn your hips. When you turn your hip, I want you to take your left hand and put it over your shoulder. That's the motion. Come back. Whoop. Back. Whoop. Back. Grab your sticks. You got it here. Hold with the bottom hand, loose with the top hand. Remember, your top hand is going to go over your shoulder. Turn your hips. Now, look at my angle of the stick. Now, push the stick forward. That's your, well, from the bottom. There. Let's go back here. Draw out, push forward. That gets you your position. So shoulders are back, shoulder blades together. I'm in this awkward position. The sword is going up in the air. I step with it, follow it, drop it into the center. Check your hanmi. Check that your feet are not crossed over, that your front knee is bent, your back fist is locked into your hip joint. Well, sword guy gets off at the end of that, squares up, takes a step back. When he does, this comes up, I turn my hips again, the other direction. So I have my pinky on the back of the stick. I have this one open, and I'm aiming with this open hand. I'm aiming like I'm aiming a pool cue. And I do. I pool cue him right in the solar plexus. When it hits him and he pushes back, I let the stick bounce off and I come into hiki otoshi kamae. So up at the top, center of the chest, open hand. Come on. This way. Hi. Here. Yeah. So the thumb goes underneath. There you go. And that way when you grip it, it'll fire like a rocket, which it does, and I hit him in the eyes. Then the put away works like this. You draw it straight back. You take your front hand, drop it to your hip. See what that swings your arm out, turn the thumb over so it's behind the stick. Your thumb on the bottom. Zoop. And then sheath it like you would sheath a sword while you're stepping forwards, because we won, right? Okay. All right, let's come all back, and we'll do this again. All right. This is called Tachi Otoshi. So it begins, make sure you have enough room to take a step back from the wall. Ich. Ni, meeting the weapons. San, drawing and stepping to the side. Attack. Shi. Turn the hips and bring the stick back and push in. Over the head. Push in with that front of the stick. Go. Drop into the center. Roku. Open that back thumb because you've got to spin it around here. Shichi. Thrusting. Hutch. Chamber for hiki otoshi. Q. Big hiki otoshi over the top. Ju. And then 1, 2, 3, sheath it, and we're good. And then we can back away. All right, so how many people know the sword part for this kata? Okay, come on. Dale? John?
Pretty rusty. Of course you know it.
Who wants? Well, because what I'm going to do is we're going to have maybe 4 lines. So if you're confident that you know the sword side, let's, good? Okay. All right, so we have, looks like we've got 5 people who can do the sword side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tell you what, I'm going to use you guys as the uchitachi, and then I will run around and tweak. So let me get this end, 4 people. What's your name, please? Ron, with Ron. This 4 with? Jimmy. This 4 with? Corn. Meet you, Corn. And these 4 with, what's his name? Dale. Okay. Tate. Oh, okay. Yeah, and be easy. So what we're going to do is just get in line. Each of you will do the kata, and then the next person will cycle through. All right? So who's first over here? Volunteers? Bieler? No, come forward. Just someone volunteers. How about the tall guy? There you go. That's right. Okay. Choto? Here, this angle. So, and relax a little bit on the back. Yeah. This grip. Here. So, this one, no, from here, both hands can come out and I can cut well. All right? Okay. So let's come back and we'll start together. And I'll model here in the center, a little bit in front, so that if you want to see the Jo side, you can see it. So, we're going to first call out Tachi Otoshi Yoi. This means I'm already in my position, so the sword goes into ready position. Hajime means to begin. Third step, you back up, grab the end of the stick, and match your weapons. They should be overlapping. This is good. Maybe one fist. The Jo could actually overlap a little more because we're aggressive, but general rule of thumb, one fist is nice, safe distance. Okay. Now, Joe takes the initiative. Step off the line, fire it at their temple. The sword is going to block, come jodan this way, here. Relax. Yeah, that high. All right. So tips are up on this block. Zip. This is what I'm doing. If I were on the sword side, if I were to turn straight, I would be in jodan cutting position. All I did was turn the jodan sideways and absorb that blow. Here. Okay? The Jo is now, so tip up, good. So the Jo is now going to react. The swordsman, you've caught that attack. Bring the sword off the end of the Jo to jodan and cut. And then the Jo is going to react by catching it this way. Okay. You're cutting at his head. He's going to catch it here.
Right.
Relax his hand, please. Yeah, there you go. So now you've got this position. Go and hold both hands. And catch him right in between the hands. All right, we good place. Good place. Everybody looks okay. And so now the swordsman is going to step a little bit back and raise that sword, and you follow him. So both hands up in the air to follow that sword. As he starts coming off of it, you chase him down, trap him here. Very good. Everyone looks okay. Then, swordsman is going to get off the end of that. So he, with your right foot, you step out, turn your hip, take a step with your left foot, and the Jo keeps center at this point and waits as the swordsman withdraws. Go ahead and start your withdrawal. So you get off the end, take it away from him. He'll kill you if you do that. So yeah, so I'm here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go. I was trapped this way. I go. Let me get over here so you can see what I'm doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. That's my withdrawal. So what's going to happen is the Jo is, as you are withdrawing, Jo is going to go like this and hit you. So, hey. Yeah. And strike. Good. And yeah, you want to hit him in the C-gets right there. Straight posture. All right. And then once you struck him, you're going to pull back, do hiki otoshi kamae. Swordsman takes one more step back because this is going to come across the top. He's a little close. Take one more step. One more step. There you go. And this is an attack to the eyes there. All right. Little more distance between your hands. Yeah. So it's more. Feel that?
Yeah.
More in the center. Up, 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 up.
Okay, thank you.
That got strong. Okay. All right. Now we'll do the put away. Put away is each down to the thigh. Turn the hand over. Bring it to the front and sheathe the weapon. Now, wait for the swordsman to take 2 steps backwards, and then you can withdraw. All right? Okay, who's next? Next person on the Jo side. Right? All right, Ishoni together. Tachi Otoshi yoi. Hajime. Sword comes forward. Jo adjusts and matches weapons. Jo, start your draw, step off the line, side attack. And Choto, here, watch. So a little bit of a slide back and bring this up, tip up. Jodan is up. I want to be able to cut quickly. If my tip's down, I'm going to have to raise that tip again. This way, I can come and attack pretty fast. Right? Okay, so as the swordsman then starts to do this attack, comes around and strikes, what's going to happen? Where are you striking? You're striking here. Yeah. As that happens, what you've got to do with the Jo is you've got to do this. And block his hands. In other words, take his hands right there. Okay? Not so much pushing, just get this position. You don't need to point that at his eyes, not yet. Okay? All right, so we got everybody in a good block position. Go ahead. Yeah. So you were here.
I was here. I was here.
Okay.
Oh, no, I was
Not
here.
not crossed, but in front of your center. There you go. Then up and turned.
Yes, sir.
Then step up with the sword and drop it into his center.
And I should be kind of in the groin.
So
Pelvic.
relax. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a pretty tight hand right now.
Okay, so here, and you want to do, just feel what the stick's doing. Yeah. So it's going to roll, these hands are going to roll into him. What's happening?
Okay.
Yes. All right, so we've got the trap. What's the next thing? The swordsman steps out with his back foot, squares up, and starts backing away. When you back away, I want you to have your right foot forward. So watch this. The back foot, the right foot turns the heel. I step out here, square my position. The rest of this kata, I'm just going to back up. Skiash backing up, keeping my right foot forward. All right? So you've done that. You've come off here. You take a step back. When there's enough room for you to do it safely, which is about that 2 steps there, I'm going to do this. Whee! Come over and do that spin. So spin it right over the top. Look how I've got way out here, and this is like a pool cue. It's aimed at him right there. And you're going to come in and skewer him. Hey, let's go. Boom. Be nice, no power on it, please. Look where I've got this. Not here, but here. Then, draw back to hiki otoshi kamae. This one. Hand underneath. Yeah, bring it back to the center of your chest. Let that back hand drop back. No, here.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
sir.
because you're going to strike and come over the top, big strike, right to the eyes. Yes. So this is still probably a little too far. How's that feel? Yeah, look how strong that got. All right, and put away. Put away. Draw it back, drop to the thigh, turn the hand over, sheathe the weapon. Swordsman steps back, Joman disengages. All right, next, who's next? So you see, if you're not currently in line, you can go ahead and pantomime this to get your practice on, okay? It's a good idea. All right, who's next? Next victim. Another sucker. All right, let's go. Let's go surfing now. All right, swordsman, begin your advance. Hajime. Step back, grab the end of the stick, make your range. It's a little far. There you go. Stand up straight. Yeah, there you go. Okay, Jo. Draw the stick, step off the line, come around and strike him. Swordsman catches the sword. Remember that this is jodan here. This is how you cut, as you bring the sword up. Oh, relax. Hold the sword to here. That's your cutting. It's from this position. That's all you did from here, from this cutting position, is you turned it a little sideways to catch that sword. All right. So everyone's got this position. Left side being blocked by the sword.
Yes.
You're going to be trying for his temple over here.
Okay.
And he's going to block you on the way to that temple. And yeah, there you go. So whack! Next one. Sword is going to come and try to catch you on the right side of your neck. So bring it up and block it here. All right, so come back to this place. And so you are here. You've got to get around the sword. As soon as that starts going around, do this. And then push your bottom hand into there. This hand stays here. I'm going to lean this up against you. So here, and then this hand comes this way and catches him here. Later on, you might point at his eyes. Right now, we're being nice.
Okay, so I'm not up here.
Yeah. No, we're up there. Centered. Yeah, good body posture. You got this caught right here. All right, so we've all got that trap. Boom. Then, yeah, you'll be underneath them. There you go. And then, maybe no, to the side. No, yeah, there you go. And, the problem here is you're going to be cutting this way.
Oh, wrong. Okay.
That's there you go. All right, so all together now. Up and drop. Remember to adjust your hand to a comfortable distance. Swordsman steps out with his right foot. Then his left foot goes back. From there, you're just going to do skiash, just scoot back. So take one more step back. The Joe turns over. Strikes. And, hiki Otoshi kamae. 8. And put away. Draw to the thigh. Sheathe the weapon. Swordsman backs off. Go and withdraw. Okay, who's next? Fourth person in each group. We got one more. Do we lose someone? Okay, somebody else wants to do it again. Come on up. Come on up. All right. Did you get to do the Joe side?